We're going to get the top sides painted. We're priming up the sides. It's paint day.
Subscribe to the channel as we sail this old girl around the world.
The restoration to our beloved Nandji is really taking shape, with the key components our brand new Yanmar, now in Nandji and running like a dream. It has taken us 7 weeks to reach this point, as we've been completing other tasks along the way. When Nandji was first hauled out, she was really in need of a new paint job. And over the past 7 weeks, a little bit every day, tirelessly Uncle Kevin made the topsides ready for a new look.
What have you got there, Kev?
I've got a filler, epoxy filler.
Epoxy filler.
Just going around and trying to fill in all the low spots.
There's a few patches around the place, hey?
Yeah, and it's not bad, but there's some spots.
Yeah.
And when we sand it, it reveals what's there.
Yep.
So man, this is the shit I was talking about, Uncle.
It's got tape on it.
Tape
on it.
Yeah.
That's the bomb.
That's the bomb. So the guys are just sorting out the spray gun. The compressor didn't have a water separator on it, so we just went and got one from the shops then.
Yeah, and the water separator we got, it's broken basically. The thread doesn't pull tight, so under pressure it just pops.
Oh.
Brand new stuff. Woo!
I feel like I'm on the set of Dexter or something. Our neighbour has a brand new paint job, so we've got some parts to cover up his boat. I think we are going to paint today, so Kev and I just taped off the bottom part of the boat, and that's so that we don't get any paint on there, because if we do, then we're going to have to sand it off and it means more work, and we don't want that.
Is that us strainer?
Yeah.
We've prepped everything. The wind's dropped out a bit now, so we're priming up the sides.
Kev's been in absolute beast mode today. He's just gone around and sanded the whole boat with his special sander, buffed her up, and I think now we are going to put one more coat of primer. There's a few spots that we sanded back, so we're going to paint over them again. We're just doing it for overkill.
We figure we've got this far, what's another can of paint make it look better, you know? Pretty early, but we got given 1.5 days notice that we're going to get the top sides painted, so we need to do the final prep today. We got into it yesterday afternoon, but the camera was flat, so we're already into it sanding this morning. We've done all up the front here, all the bows ready, that's been all primed up, so that's ready to be painted in any sort of way and then mount everything. But so we'll put the paint the top sides first, and then we can mount the new bow roller and we'll unveil that piece of engineering genius. I swear I go up and down it at least 100 times a day. And I forgot the whippet because I was too busy carrying the camera. Now I gotta go get the whippet.
We use Jotun Penguard HB as the primer, and it's a high build paint that builds up on top of each other, creating this really nice texture to sand. So we're sanding it back today, getting ready for the painter tomorrow. He's going to come in and spray the final coat.
Oh, it's glorious out here. It's bluebird, mate, bluebird. No signs of rain this morning. It's paint day. Means I've still got a few things to get ready this morning. We're all plasticed up. I've done most of the sanding, but I'll just go over it again now just to triple check. Then we have to brush it all off and wipe it all down with acetone, but that'll happen just before the painter arrives.
The day has finally come. We are putting the final coat on Nandji's upper sides, that oyster white that we chose. I'd say there'd be about 200 man hours that have gone in the top side. It's been a lot of work trying to get that ready. Because Nandji's a wooden boat, it's still got the wooden ripples in it, and Kev did lots of work. He went around, he put in at least 100 man hours fairing that out, and so it's gotten to the point where we've said, that's enough. It is what it is. Nandji's a wooden boat. You're always going to see imperfections. Nandji's painted matte white at the moment, so you can't really see those imperfections, but once we paint it with oyster white, it's a shiny coat, so you might be able to see those more. And Kev's been worried about it, but we're not worried about it at all, because Nandji's looking a million times better than she ever could. And yeah, we're really grateful for all the work that he put into the top side. We are looking forward to seeing how she turns out. It's so cool. Things are just starting to wrap up a bit, which is really cool feeling. We don't have too much longer in the boatyard, thank goodness, so yeah.
I think that's it. And I've been up this morning, I've given it a once over again. I found a few patches to sand, but I think it looks awesome. You run your hand over it, feels so smooth. And then Benita, the brains behind the operation, has got these microfiber, what are they called?
This actually gets rid of all the dust, but it also picks up any blemishes that are still in it that you can't feel with your hand. So it feels nice and soft with your hand, but this cloth will grab in those little grooves. So, and then we're just fine sanding those back. We're finding lots more with these cloths, which is great. So if you are going to paint your boat, use a microfiber cloth before you do the final coat, and it's going to be beautiful. We're using all craft for the final coat, and that's because it's easier to work with. You can buff it out, so if you make a mistake or if you scratch it, you can buff it out, whereas the all grip, you can't. So the all grip is like a stronger finish, but then if you have blemishes, they're gonna stay there. So that's the difference. We wanted something that we can buff, that we can fix up if we mark it. So yeah, that's why we chose the all craft. Josh is just going over it with acetone.
Final step.
Get all the dust off.
It's good to have heaps of rags, heaps of clean rags, and use lots of them.
There's lots of dust and dirt around, so I'm going to hose off the ground in the direction that the wind's coming, just so that when it does blow, it doesn't blow dirt up onto our new paint job. Of course, on the day we want to paint, brand new Mercedes Benzes are parked right near Nandji. So the boatyard have had to put up this big shed and a tarp to stop any paint from getting on these new beauties. Check them out.
Whew. Job done. Whole thing is wiped down, acetone. Of course, there's still a few little specks, but it's about as good as you're going to get. In the words of Benita's old man, it's about as good as you're going to get it. Just watching him sort himself out over here, and oh, it's a beautiful sight. We've seen this guy's paint job on another boat in the boatyard here with the paint, with international paint, which isn't as good as all grip, and he done a pretty nice job. So I reckon Nandji is going to be the talk of the town pretty soon.
I think she's never going to have looked better, I reckon.
I couldn't agree more.
We've done so much work on her. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
We're pretty lucky that one of the previous boat owners of Nandji is a bit of a follower of ours, so we get a few messages from you. How you going, Jeff? Good to hear from you, mate. And he kind of lets us know what's been going on with Nandji in the past. And he's saying that last time she was painted was back in 2011, and it was just with a roller. So
yeah,
this one's for you, Jeff. She's gonna look bloody beautiful, mate. We mix the paint 2 to 1, so two parts all grip, 1 part hardener, or the converter. And then you use up to 30% for spraying with this spray converter, so it's like a thinners.
You can't really tell with the camera, but tell us what you think, Josh.
It looks a lot more yellowy, nowhere near as whitey bright. Oh!
Yeah.
Like, that's what we chose. We didn't want to be like, oh, we wanted to be like, oh. But it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
excited to see what it's going to look like. It's weird. Right. We're painting it white, the same colour as it is, but it's going to look different. The texture's different. This is a matte white that's on there at the moment, and this is a shiny yellowy white.
This is Richie Day's Wednesday suit. We wanted his Saturday Night Live suit. We kind of got his Wednesday first day of the test suit.
Okay.
It is like a,
Beautiful.
it's a little bit yellower, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
No, it's gonna look
It's
awesome.
gonna look so good, guys. Oh, she looks shiny already. It looks so good. Oh, look how shiny she is.
I can see myself.
I know.
How good is that?
So good.
Finished. Good. Bloody beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, she's
You did a very
beautiful.
good job, my friend.
Remove the
Look at that. This is so satisfying. How good does she look?
Yeah, legends. Oh man, Nandji, wait till you see her in the water.
Oh, she's shiny.
Yeah, we're stoked with how Nandji's come out. She's an absolute new boat and she looks like it too.
Yeah,
So
she looks like the loved boat that she is. We're
Yeah.
so stoked.
we're frothing.
By doing this work ourselves, it was a huge job, but we were able to save at least $8,000. I think this job normally would cost about $10,000 if you got it done by someone else.
Yeah, it's a long, tedious task and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. Probably over 200 hours we calculated it would be roughly thereabouts. So
Yeah.
it takes a long time to do, but in the end, in the long run, it looks amazing.
Yeah. The fairing was a lot. That was at least 100 hours. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a bit of a breakdown in our costs. We used about 5 kilos of epoxy and about 3 kilos of filler. So all that filling and fairing, going around and round and round and round and round.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fairing,
roughly
sanding,
about.
fairing, sanding.
So there's about 5 kilos of epoxy and 3 kilos of filler. The Allcraft paint is expensive paint. It's the best paint on the market though. So if you want that professional, beautiful bling and finish at the end, then you got to use Allcraft. So
Yeah, that was one of the biggest expense. That was the biggest expense, was the Allcraft paint. But if you want to have that professional looking finish, that's, you know, Allcraft.
all up we use 10 litres of all grip paint. That's with the mixer and in the paint. So all up it's about 10 litres and we got 2 thick coats on and we have a little bit left over. For the primer we use Jotun primer. It's a much cheaper primer, but it does the same sort of job. It's a lot cheaper. We use 3 cans of that, so all up that's about 12 litres we used.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did 2 good layers, sanding after each layer. And that costs $150 for the 3 tins.
Yeah. So normally with Allcraft you have to use their specific primer, but it costs just as much as the paint. So by choosing the pen guard, we've had reviews from other yachties that says they've done it and their paint job has lasted the distance. So we've gone with a cheaper option, and that's $150 rather than $900. So there's a big saving there.
The hire of the 2 blokes to paint the topsides, just for the day hire, 2 fellas, was $350. That's just what the boatyard charged. Because Allcraft is a very expensive paint, that's a top quality paint. I'd never sprayed it before. I'm not a professional spray painter, so we got the pros in.
Yeah.
All up the consumables, so all the sandpaper, that was the biggest one.
Yeah.
We spent about $300 on consumables. Yeah, so all up the total of this paint job was about $1,900, so just under $2,000 approximately. And yeah, generally it would have cost you about at least 10 grand to get this done by anyone else.
Yeah.
So just doing that labour yourself, you save a few bucks.
Yeah. You could do it cheaper if you want with cheaper paint, you know, but yeah.
But we wanted that professional bling and finish, and we're stoked we did because it's a bloody good paint and we recommend it for sure. So the big unveiling of how good she looks will be when we get back in the water in a couple of bits' time. So hang out for that one. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, legends. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. We want to reach 100k so we can plant 500 trees and so we get a plaque from YouTube. So please get us a plaque. Thanks to the couple of new frothers that have jumped on board and helped support Sailing Nandji, helping our productions bring our lives to your lives.
So thank you to Tim, Joshua, and thanks to David and Katie for upping your pledge. Cheers, legends.
Thanks, guys.
Righto, things to do, places to sail. So we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Catch ya.
Measure twice, cut once, ladies and gentlemen. How you going there, Mama?
Good, I'm on the other side now, I'm just cleaning it. It's like 36 degrees today, so it's really hot. Spray painting with fun.
I designed all this to fit our forestay and then for future to run a code 0 and an asymmetrical to be able to fly them. So I've made a bowsprit that slides in and out.
It's so shiny.
Slowly but surely it's all coming together. In you get.